The Bears tortured Dallas yesterday, and we are celebrating tonight here on CST Daily. Lou Canellis with you. All right, let's bring in Danny Parkins from New York, part of First Things First on FS1 from 4 to 5 Chicago time every day. All right, Danny, are you giving the Bears their flowers today?
Of course. Two things can be true, Lou. Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson put on a show and were great. And the Cowboys defense is and was awful. Like those two things are not in conflict with each other. And if people want to spend time, butting the performance and criticizing the Cowboys, that's valid. This is a week-to-week league. Like, Caleb has to stack these performances. Like, he has to back up what he did against Dallas, against Vegas next week, so that the Bears can go into the bye at 2-0. But if the team takes 24 hours to celebrate a win, I certainly think fans can take at least 24 hours to just celebrate a win. And that was a historic performance from Caleb Williams on Sunday.
Dude, I'm with you. All right, before we get into Caleb Williams Day, I want to replay, because I need to pay my respects to you, my man. I want to replay Danny Parkins from the middle of August when he was hosting the Colin Cowherd Show on Fox Sports 1.
Caleb Williams was good last year. Anyone who watched every pass of every game, which I did, would tell you that he was not good enough. He was not as great as we thought he was going to be. But Caleb Williams was good. He wasn't great, but people talk about Caleb Williams like it's still possible that he could be a bust. Bust is off the table.
I love it. The guy threw for 298, 4 touchdown passes, no picks, wasn't sacked once. No Bears quarterback has put up a stat line like that since, I don't know if you know this, Sexy Rexy did it back in 2006. Man, you have been driving the Caleb bandwagon. We talked about it last week. You were still driving it, firmly in control of that steering wheel. Is there any room on that wagon right now?
Yeah, I mean, listen, you just have to pay a toll. You can still get on board, but if you got off, we'll remember, and you got to like sit in a middle seat in, seat 27F or something like that. That's what frustrated me about the Caleb discourse. If you watch the games, the talent was undeniable. He was frustrating. He held onto the ball too long. He didn't trust NFL open. He didn't grip it and rip it. But he had 3 different play callers last year. And he had 3 different guys who were on practice squads at one point on his offensive line. And his starting center is a backup now in the NFL. And you can just go across the board, right? It was not as good of a situation as many of us thought it was that he was walking into. And again, some of it was on him. And I know Bears fans probably don't want to live too much in the past from last year, but the things that he was able to do, when you watched it, you were like, oh, there's an elite talent in there. This isn't like when Justin Fields had that massive game against Miami. I celebrated it. I maybe got out over my skis about it, but no one ever was like, well, the Bears quarterback's going to just run for 175 yards every game. It was obviously not sustainable. What Caleb Williams has shown as his flashes as a passer felt like, oh, if you could sustain it and harness it and see it more regularly, you could have an MVP of the league caliber talent there in Chicago.
All right, what do you think? Was that his best game as a pro?
Yeah, I do. I mean, the Jaguars game was obviously very good. The Jaguars game was very good. I thought he was very good last year against the Vikings, the game they lost in overtime. He had 340 yards and 2 touchdowns. But what was very impressive, the 4th down touchdown to DJ showed some of the improvisation, but for the most part, all of that was on schedule and from the pocket. And I've compared it to a baseball pitcher. You want to work off of your fastball, but you got to have a great fastball. If you have an awesome changeup or an awesome slider, that's great, but that's your out pitch. For Caleb Williams, his improvisation, that's got to be his slider. That's got to be his put-away pitch. And I thought on Sunday against Dallas, from the pocket, he was painting the corners with his fastball, meaning he was deadly on time and from the pocket. So I do think it was his best game.
What did you think of Ben Johnson's play calling?
Oh, it was great. I mean, listen, it's obviously great when it works, and this is also tied into Dallas makes a lot of people look good, right? Like Dallas's defense was so bad that it made Russell Wilson look like old Russell Wilson, like it was a time machine to be able to play him. So, like Ben Johnson needs to stack good games because I did not think he was particularly good in week 1. I thought the defense was the problem in week 2, and then I thought he was great in week 3. But the best part about what Ben Johnson did was not the flea flicker call or anything like that. When he went for it on that 4th down to put the game away, a lot of coaches of Bears yesteryear would have settled for the field goal. And field goals don't win you games, touchdowns do. And when your offense is rolling like that and you've got a lead, and the worst case scenario is you give the ball back to the other team inside their own 5-yard line, still down 10, there's not a huge analytical difference between being up 10 and up 13 at that point in the game. So, like, I like Ben Johnson, A, recognizing it, and then B, executing it was just a great sign.
I'll tell you what else I love, Danny. I love the flea flicker, but I
Sure.
love what he called that play, White House. And my guess is it's something about the Dallas Cowboys in that White House where players did whatever they like to do. We won't really get into that because we can't here on TV or we'll lose the license. But I do want to tell you, man, I loved that Williams unleashed that bazooka of an arm that he did on that play. Man.
Yeah, Caleb's arm talent is really, really special. I mean, that ball going 62 yards in the air when he got the high pitch from Swift, and he really was pretty flat-footed. Like, it was just like one step and a throw. Like, he didn't get to double cock it or take 3 steps into that throw and put his whole body into it like a Hail Mary. You know, Josh Allen can make that throw. Justin Herbert can make that throw. I think Mahomes can make that throw. But there aren't too many guys in the world that have the natural arm talent that Caleb does to get the ball all the way out there on that. And he showed it later in the game when he was kind of in the grasp of the Dallas defender and he hit it was just like an 8-yard pass out to the right. But I mean, you got a 275-pound man draped on you and you're on the opposite hash and you could hit the out route there. Like, his arm strength is truly, 99th percentile type stuff.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm sure you've seen the locker room celebration, but let me play you a quick clip and then I'll follow up with what I wanted to get into.
Boss man's first home victory. First win. You know what I got. Repeat after me now. Good, better, best. Good, better, best. Never let it rest. Never let it rest. Good gets better. Good gets better. And you better get better. And you better get better. Bears on 3. 1, 2, 3. Bears.
All right, here's what I loved about the optic of that moment. Not necessarily what was said, but the optic, what we just saw there. Montez Sweat, Dayo Odeyingbo. They're right in the middle, veterans on defense. That was shredded in Detroit. Grady Jarrett, Jaquan Brisker, they called a team meeting last Wednesday. Jaquan talked about it after the game yesterday. Ben Johnson publicly, Danny, rips into his team's practice habits. Could have gone one of two ways. Let's be honest here. Veterans whisper, hey, who the heck does this guy think he is? He hasn't even won a game in this league yet as a head coach. Or veterans say, he's right. We know he's right. Let's get it together. I believe yesterday was one of those moments we are going to look back at that unified the players, but even more importantly, the players and coaches. You agree?
Yeah, I think that it would be crazy if Ben Johnson, 2 games in, was already in some sort of danger of like having tune out there with his guys. I mean, let's be honest. Like, Ben Johnson, he got paid a lot of money. He is the most powerful, impactful person over there at Hallis Hall that doesn't wear a jersey, right? Like, Caleb Williams has more of an impact than he does, but he makes more money than Ryan Poles does. So he's the top guy at Hallis Hall. And so I thought that, he looks like a crazy person on the sidelines, and it's great. Football coaches are not normal members of society, and it looks like the Bears have a maniac of a head coach. He looks like he has total buy-in from his players. I think that how they responded to Ben Johnson was fantastic. But again, like, they need to back it up against Vegas because they should have won week 1. Week 1 was a bad one. Week 2, they got the doors blown off of them. That happens. Okay, fine. They're not in Detroit's class yet, but they should be 2-1 right now. They're 1-2. If you beat Vegas, well, then that tells me also that this team took the win, celebrated it, and moved on, and they didn't rest on their laurels because we've seen other Bears teams get a little fat and happy without really accomplishing much. So I thought Ben Johnson after the game, that moment was great. It was powerful and it deserved all of its virality. But when I watched his full post-game press conference back, Ben Johnson was already, he didn't seem that thrilled about it, which is great because they won a fun game, but it was just one regular season game. It was ultimately meaningless. So I think he's setting the right tone in a lot of different ways so far for the Bears.
All right. I'm not sure if you're going to come to town tomorrow, but I've got a police escort to take both you and I to Wiener Circle to pick up our free hot dog. You get the jumbo dog on the grill because you did not give up on Caleb while the rest of the world was doubting this guy, all right?
Yeah, listen, I'm in, but you know me, at the Wiener Circle, I also always got to get the chocolate shake. I don't know if those are free for everybody, too.
Oh, boy, you're going to get the abuse if you get the chocolate shake. You know that.
That's fine. They can abuse all of the people who jumped off the Caleb Williams bandwagon. So I'll take a Chicago-style dog, a chocolate shake, and a little roasting for everybody here who doubted Caleb. I mean, people wanted Tyson Bagent a week ago. No hot dogs for you. No hot dogs for you, Bagent. Exactly.
Hey, man, always great to talk to you on Mondays. I know you're going to enjoy the week on First Things First, bragging with Nick Wright and your TV partners about the Bears and Caleb. We'll talk to you next Monday after the Raiders game.
All right, sounds good, Lou. Thank you.